All right, should I? It's already live? Okay, sorry.
Yes, here we are. Hello and welcome everyone to our first live stream in 2022 for our SAP community calls. So this is a completely new approach for the new year and we hope you like it very much. And today, so first of all, of course, a warm welcome from my side. I'm Svea Becker from the SAP community team and I'm your host today and your moderator. And of course, I have a good speaker with me here today. We have Jian. He is the technical content architecture lead for SAP Commerce Cloud. And our topic for today's live stream is the introduction to the latest trainings and knowledge enablement offerings about SAP Commerce Cloud. Welcome, Ken, to our call. And before you are going to start, let me briefly remind the audience, if you have any question, you can use the chat here in YouTube, and we are going to cover all the questions at the end of the call. And now I hand over to you, Ken. The stage is yours. Thanks very much for being here.
Thank you, Sophia. So, hello, everybody. So this is Ken. Thank you for the introduction already to me also, Sophia. Welcome to the introduction to the latest trainings and knowledge enablement offerings about SAP Commerce Cloud. Before I go into the actual content, I need to show you also the disclaimer information, which is supposed to also be in the 2022, I think, right? So perfect. Everybody seeing that. And my agenda, I'm going to give you an overview of our team and what we are doing currently, and our offerings as well. And then I will walk through each of our offerings one by one so that you can get a good picture of what we are doing. So first of all, who are we? So we are the product learning CRM and customer experience organization. And I am working in the team commerce, which is also known as the education SAP Commerce Cloud with the old name of Hybris, I would say. So, but I am responsible for producing, or our team is responsible for producing and managing SAP Commerce Cloud trainings and also enablement content in different formats, actually. So in the form of the following, such as the instructor-led trainings, e-learning courses, and also live sections on Learning Hub, as well as the video resources on the famous open SAP Microlearning platform. Of course, I'm going to give introduction to each one of them one by one later. Right. So first of all, so let's just talk shortly about the instructor-led trainings, ILT, we usually call it as. As you already know, this is a classic way. So one instructor conducts the training for the group of learners. And here we are focusing more on the real-time interaction for questions, for feedback and discussion. We can start discussion and Q&A anytime we want during the ILT training. We can hold the ILT training in different formats, like in person. So this is the most classic way of doing it. So you have a teacher in the classroom, and then start with the we're going to give you a guided trainings, basically. So regarding a certain training that you book from us. But we can also hold this ILT training now, especially in nowadays, so more popular way as an online or VLC virtual live classroom training as well. So this case, it means that there's no physical, but still live contact with the same instructors. Basically, we are still the team of the instructors, the same team. And then the training content is the same. The duration of the training is the same. You will have in some training also system access, and then the system that is going to grant assigned to this training is also the same. So, and plus there's no travel, there's no physical contact. You can even attend the training directly from home or from your company. So this is the major advantage, as I just mentioned, especially in the current situation of COVID. But of course, we still have a lot of people who want to attend the training like in person, perhaps, because I don't know, I'm based in Germany. A lot of people just told me that they wanted to come back to the classroom to listen to the trainers, to learn things, and this is more effective to them. So in that case, we don't abandon the classical way, but we can also have the VLC together. So basically we have something called hybrid training, combining both, which means on one hand, you can still register yourself for classroom training and come to a certain SAP education office and attend the training directly in the classroom. But at the same time, I will also broadcast what I'm teaching now to those students who register the training as a VLC option, so that they can also study from home or from the company directly. So this is the instructor-led trainings that we offer. Of course, the format is quite similar to what SAP is currently offering. We offer this both or 3 of them in person, online VLC, or both in the hybrid version as public trainings from SAP Commerce Cloud for learners from different companies, for example. And I'm going to have the next slide showing you some of the trainings that we have for SAP Commerce Cloud, but they are already scheduled. And they are so-called public trainings. So in this case, so different people can register for this training. You will see the learners from different companies, so joining the trainings, and maybe in the classroom, maybe online, or maybe in a hybrid way. So there's another way to attend this training of ours. It's called private on-site training to best fit your needs. So I'm going to show you later the link to book this kind of training. You can do this directly on the individual training page, or most directly, you can contact us. So via email request, and then we are very happy to answer all the questions, try to offer you the trainings you wanted. Right, so let's take a look at some selected trainings of the SAP Commerce Cloud. The 2 quite, I would say, even most important technical trainings of all the SAP Commerce Cloud training would be the developer part 1 and part 2. This is like the most, I'm not going to say most simplest one. It's actually the most basic, but not simple at all trainings that everybody would need to understand commerce, to learn commerce from a technical perspective as a technical developer or a technical architect, and so on and so forth. And these 2 trainings, for example, click on the link here. I think we're going to share the slide deck later afterwards, so don't worry about it. Just open the link, and you will also be able to click into the link later when you get the slide deck, of course. Okay, so this is the Commerce Cloud Developer Part 1. I'm not going to introduce all the trainings one by one, it would be too many. Just telling you more or less, all the training would tell you, okay, what kind of format that we provide, how long does every training, last, and then what kind of languages do we support, basically, and English, German, French. Actually, we also support other languages like Chinese. Here, I'm a Chinese, I'm living in Germany. So, and you can see also the content, the overview of the training itself. As I just mentioned to you, this is one of the most basic training that you should learn if you want to learn more about SAP Commerce Cloud from a technical perspective. That's why we would first go over the overview and then tell you how to install the commerce system and so on and so forth, and including all those very, very important content like data modeling, product modeling, impacts, and so on. So we listed those content here in the overview with the goals, telling you what you should achieve after the training, and also tell you, okay, what are the suitable audience for this training. Of course, this is not only for this training. If you open the page of the other training, you will also see very similar structure. It's very well structured as in all the other training of SAP. Right, you should also pay attention to the prerequisites here. So for every training that you're going to attend, especially in SAP Commerce Cloud, because it's not a very simple topic, we usually will already want our learners to already know something beforehand before they attend a certain training to best understand or best achieve the learning effect. So in this case, be careful with that. And you also tell the people on which version the training, on which version of software the training is based on. In our case, for example, developer part 1 training is based on the latest version of SAP Commerce Cloud, which is the 2105, of course. So, and plus some additional note if you, for example, want to use your local machine and some disclaimer information. And the most importantly, as I just mentioned to you, for every ILT training, we have the public training schedule already for the whole year, even for 2022. So you can select from which country you want to attend the training. For example, in Germany, I want to attend training, and then all the trainings which are located in Germany will be already filtered out for you. So you can also show also in which location, but now I would say this location is not that relevant anymore, because almost all the training we provided as a hybrid delivery. So let me just remind you of our hybrid delivery option is that, so we are doing the training both in person and also as a VLC option. So basically it means that I'm going to teach the class, or one of our colleagues, the instructor colleagues, is going to teach the class directly in front of you in the classroom. And we will also broadcast the training to those people who register the training as a VLC option, so that you can learn. So that's why you can say that hybrid delivery is already attached here with some very important information for you to know when the training is going to happen. And if the training is certainly going to happen, you'll also see it's guaranteed to run very soon. So this is the part about the ILT trainings. I just show you the SAP Commerce Cloud Developer Part 1, and Part 2 is quite similar, just with a different list of content that usually only if you have study or learn the Part 1 that you should go to the Part 2 as well to understand more interesting topics there. So we also have the other trainings, which I'm not going to go into the link anymore, but I just want to mention it. For developer, we have different trainings, and also for the business users, we have different trainings. Like the business user training here, the C4H322 is a very popular one, actually a very nice one as well for you to get an overview of the SAP Commerce Cloud and to get a broader spectrum of knowledge about SAP Commerce Cloud before you want to run a project, you want to manage a project as in the role of a business analysis or a project lead or project managers of a certain SAP Commerce project, cloud project. So the Spartacus developer training. So Spartacus has been our star product or star component of SAP Commerce since last year, probably. So we've been using Spartacus in many different projects now. And of course, the demand of getting Spartacus training is getting higher and higher. Of course, we have the Spartacus training here as well, so that you can learn the Spartacus from the technical perspective. How do you set up Spartacus? How do you customize Spartacus, and so on and so forth. Okay, we also have the back office training here. So one of the, actually not one of the almost the only graphical user interface of SAP Commerce Cloud. You want to, customize it, you should attend the back office framework developer training as well. So we also have the training in the form of the ILT course, so that you can learn about it. So, and finally, so some other training like business user certification preparation. As I just mentioned to you, probably I forgot to mention, our department is also involved with developing the certification exam. And that's also why that we want to give you some help when you want to get the certification of SAP Commerce Cloud regarding it. Then you will also get those training for helping you prepare how to pass the certification exam. This will be one of the examples here, which I listed. So those are just some listed trainings. If you're interested in them, just click on the link in the slide that will be shared, or it's shared already in the YouTube channel or in the other way of the live section. And enjoy reading the information there. So our second offer from our team is the e-learning courses. So because a lot of people said that the training is very, very interesting, and in the training I can learn a lot of things, but the problem is that I don't have just that time to attend that training. For example, I am a very busy developer, or I'm very busy technical manager, and so on. I'm working in a project at the same time. So it's very difficult for me to have a dedicated time to attend a certain ILT course, instructor-led training course, to listen to it for 3 days or 4 days. In that case, we also provide you the e-learning courses, which is serving as a self-paced learning on SAP Learning Hub. Yeah, so I think everybody has, have heard of the SAP Learning. It's quite good platform which contains a lot of training resources, and we have provided well-designed and guided training material, which is in the form of, for example, videos with interaction elements inside. Or training handbooks, so where you can just download directly and then read them by yourself, and or there is also possibility to book a certain training system access, so that if you don't have the time to attend the training but you still want to do the exercise within the training on a certain pre-given environment, that's also possible. So this is why we can also do it in the e-learning courses. The most important benefit here, a little bit compared to the ILT training we offer, is that you can learn anywhere and anytime, of course. So you can do it at home, you can do it from company, you can do it when in the evening time where you don't have anything else to do. You can focus on it when your kids are not really disturbing you, and so on and so forth, or in the morning when you suddenly, so anytime you want, of course. So this is the major advantage of the e-learning courses. And very importantly, we have also many courses in this format. Basically, I would say almost all the courses are also in this format directly on Learning Hub. So example, we have the SAP Commerce Cloud Business User Online. So this is what I just mentioned to you. In ILT, with the business user training, and here we also have the business user training online. So we click on the link here, you'll be able to also see the to open the if you click on the link, you'll be able to just be redirected directly to the course itself, getting to see the information about the course and so the goals, and now also the duration of the course. So in this case will be 6 hours of videos. So then you can start the course anytime you want. As I just mentioned to you, you can just listen to those video clips so that you can learn the things you wanted to learn, but you don't have the time to attend the actual training. So this is the e-learning course. So for business user online, so it's pretty much the same content as we usually teach in the business user training. So of course we also have many, in addition to the classic ILT training, we also have provided you other interesting e-learning courses like the migration essential. This one is something that I really want to talk about, because nowadays, so we know that SAP Commerce is used as on-prem version, also as on the cloud version, and a lot of people are now changing from the on-prem to the cloud version. But the question or problem is that how do I get a very smooth transition from the prem version to the cloud version? So in that case, and this will be a training which, this will be a training that is very interesting for those of you who want to do that, from migrating from on-prem version to the cloud version, and what do you need to pay attention to when you're doing that, right? So we are going to tell you, okay, the migration process, and also introduction to migration itself, of course, first of all, and also some basic prerequisite knowledge for you to understand the process. So interesting training that a lot of people already booked, and yeah, I hope that you guys are going to do that later. So the back office framework fundamentals, so this is also corresponding to the back office training I just mentioned to you. So, but in this case, it's then e-learning courses directly, so that you just book it and you just watch videos to learn the things you really want to learn. So administrator training as well. So as I already mentioned, the training for developers, I mentioned training for business users. Of course, I won't forget our administrator, a lot of people, DevOps people. So for the DevOps, if you want to manage SAP Commerce Cloud, then how do you do that? It's also an online course for you to understand the understanding the approach, and then understand the architecture of SAP Commerce Cloud, and also how to manage it using our cloud portal, the famous cloud portal. So here, if you look at it, you can see that I got a short brief introduction to Commerce Cloud and architecture, and then cloud infrastructure, and then how do you deal with the logging and monitoring, very, very important, and how do you do development, how do you support your developer team, and also how do you do integration, integrating your hybrid, your SAP Commerce Cloud solution with other system, and also how do you do data management. Maybe I didn't mention, so of course, in different trainings, we also from time to time having this knowledge review, so that so it's not so boring just for you to, once I actively getting knowledge from us, but also trying to check your understanding about what you have learned. So this is not just one thing that we have, but there's not just one training that we offer this kind of a knowledge review, but I think most of the e-learning courses also offering this kind of a knowledge review thing. So, and plus again, the SAP Commerce Cloud Developer Part 1, Part 2, the most basic but very important, almost most important trainings. But here you can see the practice. So what does it mean here? So practice, as I mentioned to you, there are some training in the form of videos. There are also some which are in the form of just a handbook. So in this case, you can really just download in this case, it's the practice. I'm sorry. So practice meaning that it's not the handbook one, it's the other one that you can try to apply for a certain system access to an environment, and then you can do the exercise, do the hand-on practice, gather the hand-on experiences as you can do in the normal training, but you don't have the time to attend. And here you get plenty of time to still perform all the exercise, the hand-on exercise. So directly by yourself. Of course, we also give you some help. I was confusing this with another thing that I know, which is the learning of SAP.com, but no worry, I'm going to show you anyway. If you go to the SAP Learning Hub, so of course you can always look for any training you want. In my case, I'm looking for the developer SAP Commerce Cloud. So need to be log in again. So, and usually I'll be able to find the practice version of the developer part 1, and also the handbook version of the developer part 1. And the handbook version is the one that I was confused by myself a bit. I'm sorry about it. So the handbook would be so that you can really just download the PDF version of the training material that we usually offer in our ILT training, but you don't have the time. Then now you can all the time downloading the PDF file and read it afterwards. So also very interesting. It's not just the practice version, also the handbook version. They are available. So these are just some of the selected courses that we offer currently in the SAP Commerce Cloud team. I'll be also updating those courses from time to time and let you know about it. And of course, so make sure that the things that you are getting, of course, correspond to the latest version of the software. So let's talk about the number 3 option that our team is offering, which is the live sections. We've been doing live section actually since quite some time already. It's not just from the COVID time, from the COVID beginning, but in fact you have to admit that the COVID has really changed a lot of things. People don't or cannot go to the classroom to listen to a certain instructor, but also cannot have so much time, dedicated time to learn something like in the 3 days or 4 days. But then they still miss somebody can talk about some concept and explain to you in real time, and you can still have the possibility to ask questions. And that's why we want to give you the possibility to attend live sections. So it's very similar to the VLC instructor-led trainings, as I just mentioned to you. It's also guided by the live instructor with a lot of interactions. If you have questions, if you have a problems you want to solve and so on, so you can always, so if you have a discussions to start, you can always do those kind of things. But the difference to the ILT is, I'm not going to say it's the advantage, because ILT is really like a constructed, well-structured training, which contains a lot of content. And live section, on the other hand, it is usually very short, typically 1 to 2 hours. And then it just cover a certain topic area that you are very much interested in, and then we just talk about it for half an hour, and then half an hour for exercises, or half an hour for discussion or Q&A and so forth. So it should be very short, and then but more focused, as I just mentioned to you, on a certain module or a certain component or a certain use case, so forth. So it's more focused. And more up to date is also very, very important to mention, because the live section is short. The instructors who are doing live sections would also be able to, always combine the latest information that he or she get from the software updates, and then try to, reflect those information back to the live section content very quickly. This is, I would say, a big advantage compared to the normal ILT, so the instructor-led training, because the normal ILT usually is a big pack of learning content that we have to really develop for a long period of time. We have to think about a lot of things, and then we have to need quite a lot of time to update that pack of content and bring it back to you if we have any updates. In this case, live section is much more up to date because it does not have to wait for such a long time until it's out. So when you're listening to the live section, usually you will listen to the latest information about a topic that you are interested in, right? So again, so live section is very, very interesting, and very similar to the VLC class. Basically, you just use a certain software. In our case, SAP case, most of the time will be the Zoom to join the section, and then now listen to an instructor in live, guided by the instructor for a bunch of theory about a certain topic, and afterwards maybe a simple exercise for you to try out the things that you just learned, or you just start discussion with the instructor and together with the other participants, but in the VLC way, in the virtualized classroom way. So very good. So for live section, I also have those selected live sections here listed. They are just some of the selected live sections, but of course we also have many more of them. So in the Learning Hub that you can search for. So for example, like the SAP Commerce Cloud additional technical essentials. So this one is that when you finish attending the SAP Commerce Cloud Developer Part 1 and Part 2 trainings, and you still have some topic areas which you are not very certain about, or you want to listen to some specific interesting components of the software, but it's not mentioned in the training, the basic training part, then those live sections can cover your needs, I will say. So if you click on this link, so then you'll be not redirected to usually the Learning Hub, but to the blog post. So SAP community has brought a very, very nice opportunity for the content contributor to try to keep you the information about what we are now offering. So for example, in this case, the introduction to live section series SAP Commerce Cloud additional technical essential is written as a blog post by me in this case, but also by other people in our team. And then we're going to give you the background and abstract, and also introduction to the live section about what the live section are containing, how long does it take, how many topics does it have, and then does it contain any exercises or not. So you can, according to your need, according to your interest, and then come to take a look at the list of the live section. So where is it? You can still even click on the link inside the blog post, and then you'll be redirected to the Learning Hub again. You can find it almost like the first one within the search results, right? So here you can just start to register yourself for one of the live sections. As I just mentioned to you, they are short, which means that you don't really have to just sit there the whole week to listen to it. So we have a live section now, like the number one day, number 2 day, number 3 day, but you don't really have to listen to those live sections in this order, because the live section themselves are independent of each other. So on the first day, we're talking about dynamic attributes, and then interceptor and customer services. And even just in the first day, you don't have to say that all the time. So if you are interested in interceptor, you just need to come in the middle of the live section and just listen to it, or you listen to the dynamic attributes and you're not interested in the other part, then you can go. So the live section is always there. It's not just for a certain day, it will just repeat itself. So right away next week, every 1 or 2 weeks, it will repeat. And for every day, we will just give you different topics, of course, every day different topics, and try to register for them. So you can see that now, this one has quite a lot of people registered. About, usually the seats are quite enough. So this is the advantage of having the VLC training virtual classroom. But if some live sections are quite popular, then you have to be quick, of course, to get your seats. So this is the one that we're just talking about, additional technical essentials. A lot of people want to know about Dynatrace, because now we're using Dynatrace as our standard monitoring solution for SAP Commerce Cloud. In this case, we also have a live section called Monitoring Commerce Cloud with Dynatrace. So there will be a blog post introduced in SAP community, and it's very nice paper written about the course, about the live section, what does it offer, and then how long does it take, and also all the topics that will be inside the live section. And plus, how do you book the live section? How do you attend the live section? There's a direct link for you to click into it, and you can see always and register it for the live section regarding the next schedule and so on. So there's always those information there. Right. For the administrator, so again, we have the live section also for the administrator. And for the there are 2 very special live sections here as well, which I selected. So as I just mentioned to you, we have different certifications, and to be honest, I'm not the first people saying that the SAP Commerce Cloud certification, they are not easy to pass. But on the other hand, they are very valuable to hold. If you have one of those SAP Commerce Cloud certification, because it is now the dominating product of commerce area, I'm very proud to say that as an SAP employee. And then you should also get a certification either as a developer or as a business user. And for trying to get you prepared for the certification, because they are too difficult sometimes, could be, then we also have the live section for you to prepare for the certification. I think myself, again, the post about the live section, and also how can you book the live section, and also some prerequisite if you want to attend the live section. It's better for you to understand those things first, and then you can book the live section. I myself, just this morning, I gave the live section. And then the people who were in my live section were very, very much excited about live session, and they like it very much. And we are also having this live section like every month, at least 1 or 2 times, regarding different location of the whole world. So I just gave the one in January. The next one will be probably in February coming. So I will talk about those frequency information also in the blog post I just mentioned to you. Just keep an eye on the blog post, perhaps. That will be a good option. Okay, so live sections, by the way, so those live sections one more time. So I just showed to you some of them. Not very short, but I still want to list them there because they are those ones which have the highest attention now. But again, so they will be also offered to you like from time to time in a regular basis, which means that you can attend the live section day 1 this month and day 2 next month if you want to attend such big live sections. The smaller live sections would happen like regularly every week or every month, and then you can come this time, listen to it next time, you can come and listen to it again if you want to. Live sections, so the good things is about this flexibility, but the content is still very, very nice to hear. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our last offering, which is the video resources on our famous open SAP Microlearning platform. I think a lot of people have been using this portal to access to different videos, material, and so on. Right? So this from the name on already, you know that. You can achieve learning anywhere, anytime. Again, it enables the SAP ecosystem to upskill from anywhere in the world at the time that suits your schedule. Of course, you can do it anytime. just watch videos. Basically, the Microlearning platform is a platform of video portals. And you can just watch the videos anytime if you have it, of course. Or in one place, the videos is not just a simple, very boring video. It could be that some videos are very boring. That technical videos are boring. Just like me, I'm very boring anyway. But the tutorials, the demos, the webinars, the recordings about our webinars are also can be found on the Microlearning portal, of course. And a very important information here is that this portal is complimentary. So what does it mean? It's actually included for all SAP customers and partners. Just that you have to make sure you have an SAP account and access to this portal. And then later on, you can access to almost all the very nice video resources. So simply, directly. And it's very easy to consume. So this is the name of the Microlearning. So a lot of people would ask the question and say, what is the difference between this e-learning course and the video portal? The e-learning course sometimes also contains a list of videos, right? So but the Microlearning platform here, they contain videos, but in a very short format, short, focused videos covering the key features. Now, the thing here we want to have is that the videos you are watching, they are short, brief, but important information containing. So it's very, very interesting videos for you to very easily consume. So perfect. And finally, we have the guided learning. Still, I don't want to say it's a competitors against the e-learning courses, because some of the e-learning courses consist of a list of videos as well. And here we also have something similar like guided learning, so that you can have a dedicated channels per solution and video playlist so that you can watch as a guide. For example, I want to understand a certain something, and step 1 you want to do this, step 2 you want to do this, step 3 you want to do this in each of the videos. So the important thing is that the videos are still very short, so that you can navigate yourself between those steps and come back again when you forget any step in the future, right? So, and the Open SAP Microlearning platform so contains quite a lot of videos which are contributed by us, our team. And some of them are also, listed here. We have some video playlists and some tech videos, but of course, so the things we are showing here is not just all the things we have. So they're just some of the selected ones, like the Commerce Cloud and the Public Cloud. If I click on it, I will be redirected to the Commerce Cloud and the Public Cloud playlist in the Microlearning platform, of course. And then there you understand so step-by-step services configuration, how do you build and deploy, and then get an overview of the user management, how do you prepare your code repository, and so on and so forth. So these are the video list for you if you want to understand the Commerce Cloud and the Public Cloud, but in a deep dive possibility. That's basically from a deep dive technical perspective. Right. So, and for Spartacus, again, a very, very high demanded topic. So if you want to become competent in Spartacus, you can click on here and get to the list of this one, and then try to learn Spartacus. So somehow, step by step, like tag management system, like Angular on Spartacus, like event system of Spartacus, like runtime configuration on Spartacus, and so on. So that again, you can, from a technical perspective, learn how to use Spartacus in those mini micro learning based videos, right? So, and integration is always a topic. So, and that's why we also have a playlist for you to, see how do we integrate with SAP Commerce. So what are the possibility with the integration APIs, actually, for example, how do you work with the virtual attribute? How do you work with the work webhooks, of course, and then the integrating marketing cloud, integrating with the other solution, the product configurators, and so on, the varying configurators. And then we have also the video list for you to learn how to integrate Hybris with SAP Commerce Cloud with other systems, of course. And one hot topic here I would definitely mention is also the on-prem to cloud migration. So the one that we want to have if you have an on-prem solution and you want to go, to the cloud version. So how do you do that? I already mentioned there is a course about it, but if you don't have so much time to listen to the course, we also have this video to, for you to get a brief overview about what to do. Right? So, of course. And finally, so not just those playlists, which are always just constructed by us and try to, guide you through different topics, but also the videos when you're searching for some resources, you can have those videos tagged with something like Dynatrace has been a very hot topic. And we have been, publishing videos about the latest support from Dynatrace about SAP Commerce Cloud, like the memory profiling. The continuously memory profiling is a very, very important topic and useful feature that you should definitely want to understand. And here you have a video to understand it. So not only just to that, I remember if you click on the commerce, so I'm not gonna just I'm just skipping the thing because the Microlearning Open SAP platform is not just a video platform, video portal for commerce. It's also a video platform for all the SAP products. So I'm just focusing more on the SAP Commerce products here. And here you can see we have the cloud, we have the upscale commerce, we also have the Spartacus regarding dependent or oriented videos. Right. So if you click on a certain product, you can again see the role-based videos. We try to group the videos, of course. In addition to, if you want to search for something, you can always do that here. Or so if you have the roles of your role in project, and of course you can click on if you're a business user or if you're expert technical persons. So and here again you can see the playlist that I just mentioned to you here, some of them, and some of them that I didn't mention. So like that, if you want to getting started in commerce, if you want to becoming a little bit more advanced in commerce, or if you want to do integration with commerce, or staying up to date with commerce to know all the latest features of commerce and so on. So there are many playlists here. Yeah. Plus, again, I just mentioned it a bit, but here I want to know about Dynatrace stuff. I just search for it, right? So I want to know about I want to know about some basic stuff like impacts, and I can also search for it. I can also find it. This is always very, very nice micro-learning platform with a lot of videos that you can search, and they're also organized by us, and they are also fairly easy to consume. So again, the very major advantage here for the video resources on Open SAP Micro platform. Right. So this number 4 offering of ours. So I mentioned a lot of things just now. So if I have to say it one more time, I don't think I can even say it. So we offer ILT instructor-led trainings. We offer I already forgot what I mentioned. So we offer e-learning courses. And we also offer the live sections. We also offer finally the video resources on the Microlearning platform. Even I will forget there's so many resources that we have. Now, on one hand, of course, we have to understand that SAP Commerce Cloud is a very complicated product and has a lot of very nice features. On the other hand, we know that there are too many resources for you to look for. So that's why you always will come to a question or problem, say, how do I find what to learn? It's not very easy. It's never an easy question, because the things you want to search for depends on what you want to have, right? So you usually have your interests, your context, your background, so you want to look for a certain enablement content. So in that case, first of all, actually, as one of the 2 possibilities you will have is the learning journey, just as any other SAP system. So any SAP system like SAP Commerce Cloud also offers the learning journey, which is like a very nice structure, a documented way of the learning path with a lot of steps that you should go over when you are learning this product. In our case, so you can always search for SAP Commerce Cloud in the learning journey overview here. So just search for it. You can always just find it, right? So SAP Commerce Cloud, and then search for it, you'll be able to find it here directly. So, but very different. I mean, it's not very different. So very similar to many of SAP products, we try to differentiate the learning paths according to the roles of yours. If you are a developer, if you are a consultant, if you're an administrator role, DevOps, or if you are a business user. So for each one of them, we have a different learning journey. For example, if I click on the developer learning journey, they will know that, okay, so what should you start with? There are some videos we have listed for you so that you can get started with. And then we have some other videos maybe you should also watch. And if you want to be more competent, you can attend this training or this training. So either as an ebook version or as the class version, or just the learning system you want to have. As I mentioned to you, just want to access to the learning system to do hand-on exercises. It's all listed here. And after you get that, try to read more on a certain URL to understand, to confirm or try to make your knowledge more stable. And then you're gonna attend a certain certification, and then try to get a certification exam. And then of course, so about the certification details. And then you also learn, okay, afterwards, after this, what should you learn further to be an even better developer in this case, and so on and so forth. So basically, the learning journey is, first of all, from our team, we are trying to help you to find the best content to learn. And usually you should be able to already find quite useful information within the learning journey. So on one hand, so here I'm just showing you the link to all the learning journeys regarding different user roles. So the business user, the consultants, developers, administrators. But of course, so our team still get a lot of requests regarding many special requests, training requests, enablement requests, and then they still a little bit lost in those learning journeys or so many resources. In that case, no worries, you can always directly contact the training and enablement administration team of ours directly. And then just write email. We are very nice people. We like to, handle those requests and try to guide you to the best content that you want, and very happy to help, of course. Yeah, so very happy to help. Very good. So I think I am done with the major introduction to the latest training offers of our team. And then, yeah, so I'm gonna hand it over back to Svea for some Q&A section if there is any question posted somewhere. But at the same time, just want to mention about those links that people might want to click into as well. So sorry, Svea.
No problem. And this is really perfect because I have already added it in the chat during your presentation. So the audience can definitely visit SAP community with all the links. So this was really helpful. Thank you so much. And again, thanks you also for the whole presentation. There are really, really a lot of offerings. And I took some notes here. I wanted to ask you about the instructor-led trainings you mentioned, and you have mentioned public and private trainings. For example, imagine I want to book a training for my team. Can you explain how this works?
It's a very, very nice question. So let me just, again, let me just reshare my screen in case that you can take a look at it. So like the example that I just took, so the SAP Commerce Cloud Developer Part 1 training. So we were saying that usually we have this public schedule at the bottom of the page so that you can always check the time so to attend the training. But meanwhile, so there's also something here at the bottom. If you want to book for just 1 to 2 people, but no suitable appointment for those 1 or 2 people, then you can try to request a training date here, and then we'll see according to our trainer availability, try to give you perhaps a possible date so that this 1 or 2 people, or maybe we try to gather a smaller group and try to conduct the training just for you. But of course, as you mentioned, a team of people usually would be more than 3 or more. Then we also have the 3 to run program here. So from the name, you already know, if you have more than 3 interesting, potential attendees or learners who want to register for a certain training, there's always a 3 to run program for any SAP courses. It's not just for our, but of course, thanks to the infrastructure of SAP, we can offer this. You just need to click on the request now and try to write your message here. Okay, who you are, so how big is your team size, and what is your training interest, which training do you want to book, and so on and so forth. Later, so within a very, very quick time, then you will get a reply from us, and then you get the probably a negotiation or some sort of a schedule of the appointment for your team's training. So I think that more or less answer the question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. This is really interesting. And you just mentioned the developer part 1, and there's also the developer part 2 trainings. They are the most basic ones, you said, and important ones. But also there, when I want to join this with my team, is it somehow possible? Is there any other option, or is it the same option you just showed?
It's a very, very good question. So again, let me just share my screen. So let me just first of all go to the Learning Hub. So I already showed to you. So, what's that? Very bad. So, tell me. So I was searching for an SAP Commerce Cloud developer as when I was in the Learning Hub. So this is, as you mentioned, one of the most popular trainings of all, because the trainings will be the very first ones that people need to attend. And it's not my first time to get this question. So a lot of team leads come to me and say, okay, Ken, you have the training is perfect, but the problem is that we don't have so much time. For example, we cannot attend it because the first of all, public schedule doesn't work, and second of all, the time that you offer, we cannot get the whole team to just sit there for a week time to listen to your training. That's not possible. So in that case, I always suggest you to come back to the Learning Hub and look at the e-learning options, first of all. So we have the handbook here so that people can do self-study. So the handbook is already containing all the content of the IoT training. So this is very important so that people can already do some self-study. And also second of all, we have the practice option here so that, so people can simply request environment already to work on the system. So this is also quite useful, sort of for the people who don't have time at all, because the system will be reserved for you for quite a long period of time, and you can do it anytime you want. Yeah, but still, of course, people still want to listen to somebody and talk about things. And that's what I don't have for the moment, of course. But I think since last year, middle of last year, actually borrowing the chance of COVID, I'm not going to say, but a lot of people have to stay home, and then a lot of trainings have been changed from to the blended training approach, right? The e-learning approach, and more combining classroom training with e-learning. And then we also start to do this and having something initially called digital first learnings. And we are now working on making all the most important courses also as digital first option learnings or trainings. They are not simple e-learning courses, but they are the courses which are more, they are first of all consist of a lot of videos, but very interactive videos for people to learn better. It's not so boring as you just watch videos. And second of all, you can book this course and you can attend it anytime, anywhere you want. And again, it's structured and very nice package that allow people to get the basic knowledge. So, but yeah, fortunately, currently we are still under developing process, and we are still doing it. So I cannot give you any promise. It's not what we can do, but this is on the way and should be very, very soon there, especially for the SAP Commerce Cloud developer training. It will be very, very soon there, I can promise you. Just follow me on the SAP community, then you will get the latest information, of course. Very good.
Very good point again to the SAP community. And also, of course, I have added your profile link to the chat. So there's definitely a great possibility to follow up with everyone and to proceed the conversations on that topic. So I think we have time for one last question. So, of course, I used to come to the trainings in general at SAP in person, of course, and maybe other people are doing this as well. And maybe there are people who didn't attend any of these virtual live classes before. So, of course, you mentioned this several times, the situation of COVID is there. So what they are doing, what can they do? They are maybe not so familiar with virtual class trainings. Can you elaborate there a little bit more?
It's a very, very good
difference, yeah.
Yeah, of course. So the I'm going to share my screen again.
No problem.
So the option of VLC, or the so-called virtual live classroom, has been there for a really long time. So it's not just, it's not just since the COVID time. First of all, I just want to emphasize on it. COVID is a big problem for anybody. So people cannot go out and then have to attend training or do work at home. But actually, even before COVID time, SAP has started to do this kind of virtual live classroom already from the very beginning. So sorry that I was showing something. So I'm just showing something that I search in Google and then search for SAP virtual live classroom, and then I can find this page. So it tries to give you the page about the virtual live classroom and also the explanation about virtual live classroom. So what I want to say is that we are very experienced in giving virtual live classroom. Even I myself have been given this. My last one, my first one, I think is 7 years ago, something like that, 2014, 2015. So basically we started to give virtual live classroom since the very beginning. And we have all the experiences. We made sure the content is the same as we do in the instructor-led training. And then we try to make sure that we make sure that all the duration is the same, content is the same, instructor is the same, and you have all the possibility to discuss, ask questions, enjoy all the benefit of the instructor-led training in the normal classroom. And if you are still not very certain about this, don't worry, you are not the only one. I get this a lot, and even SAP has a sense about it, and that's why. If you take a look here, there is a free demo section. If you click on it, so the free demo section, so try to give you the introduction about the virtual live classroom training, explaining the difference between ILT and virtual live classroom training. It's like a general introduction, and on one hand to give you the information, on the other hand, it's also hosted virtual live classroom way, which means that you have the possibility to experience it yourself and to see whether it is suitable for you to learn things or not. And this section is not depending on any SAP products, but it's a general introduction to the virtual live classroom. Even I would also give those sections from time to time here for the whole SAP world, not just in SAP Commerce Cloud. So you're very much welcome, or those of you who are interested in virtual live classroom but not very certain yet, come to the live section and try to have a feeling of it. I'm not going to say it's completely the same as ILT, but it does have its own value there, so that so you will still able to learn the things that you wanted to. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That sounds really, really interesting. And at the end of your presentation, you mentioned about microlearning, and we have a question in the chat. So is there more about these microlearning stuff? Because we think, and you said this, the world has changed so much, so we need to change this as well and provide more short videos. So is there more to plan, more to come?
Yes, actually every day, every minute, I'm even having another meeting scheduled for planning another series of microlearning videos with a team of SAP Commerce Cloud within. So yes, we are doing this, every day, and then we are trying to contributing more videos into it. The microlearning platform, the idea is that the video will be short and brief and contain latest information, which gives us the possibility to also update it and create a content quickly, fast, and bring it to the audience that they need. Of course, we cannot really take care of every need. So if you have any need, any request, of course, you're very much welcome to contact us. So either through the SAP community, as I said, or so any other way that I just mentioned to you in that slide, and try to request more content. We're happy to do that, of course. So good.
Great. That sounds fantastic. Good. So I can only thank you for having been part of the SAP community calls, especially because we have this premiere today with a live stream in YouTube. It went very well. You did a great job. We had a lot of participants joining, so I hope everyone will join the next ones as well. And we see each other in SAP community. Stay tuned and have a nice day, everyone. And thanks to you, Ken.
Thank you as well.
Bye.
Bye.